I've got Southern comfort running through my veins. My mama was the wind and my daddy was a train. I'm the second coming of the midnight rider. I'm a modern day old soul singer, son of a gun and guitar slinger. I spent 10 years picking on a 6-string, working the bar scene, burning it down to the ground, looking for a sound that ain't been found by no one else, sticking true to myself. So I took it up a highway, southbound interstate, counting on a big break, trading my legs for tips, learning to live like I never did. I was dead broke, like a bad joke. Got Southern comfort running through my veins. My mama was the wind and my daddy was a train. I'm the second coming of the midnight rider. I'm a modern day old soul singer, son of a gun and guitar slinger.
Welcome back. It is week 14 at A Hunter's Guide, and we're excited. It's going to turn a little colder this week, as Dad's going to talk about shortly, him and Audrey with the weather. Do have a success story. The success story is not from last week, but it is from a few weeks back, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later because I want to include him. He's been a little tore up this year because I haven't included him in my show much, so we'll talk about that here in a little while. But up first is Joey. Sorry we didn't get week 13. Didn't really matter. It was the worst week to hunt of the year. Bucks were not worth moving. I have not seen anything on trail camera. It was hot, so just wash it out. We did on to week 14. Got a lot of good stuff coming at you this week. So up first is Dad with weather.
Back with the weather on the Hunter's Guide. Audrey, I've been pretty bad here lately with the weather.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that, but you got to remember, you know, I said it was going to be 2 degrees below normal for the month of December. Now we're the 9th of December. Look outside, 25 degrees above normal. I mean, that's even warmer than I thought it would be.
We set records last week.
The records last week, and you know, so it's going to have to get extremely cold to get to that 2 degrees below normal for the month. But now we're getting ready to change a little bit. The weather's getting ready to change. We're going to start evolving to a colder pattern. I said that I thought it would be here next week, the week before Christmas. I definitely think it's going to be colder. This week is going to kind of be a washout. It ain't going to be real cold. What's going to happen this week, a cold front's coming through Tuesday, going to cool us off. We're going to get back in the low 50s. A low pressure is going to develop off the southeast coast. No other weatherman has said anything about this. It's going to probably rain Wednesday. If not rain Wednesday, we're going to be very close to a rain Wednesday, maybe east and south of us a little bit. If this was 2 weeks later, this would definitely probably be a snow for here. It's going to be borderline as it is Wednesday. Could it snow here Wednesday? I'm not saying it couldn't. It's going to be probably 42 degrees and raining, is what I think right now. It's going to warm up a little bit at the end of the week. Again, Saturday is going to warm up before it starts turning colder, and the pattern starts changing again next week. But I still think, and Roy has said it's going to be cold over Christmas. He's even saying maybe a snow before Christmas because of the woolly worm. So, you know, I'm not going to really argue with Roy. Right now, the long range stuff is showing a low pressure, again, east of us for the Sunday before Christmas. So who knows? It will be cold enough then. So Josh wants me to hurry up. So remember, we've got time to hunt, and we still need to be hunting. No, it's running out, and it's been awful warm. Nobody's felt like hunting. But anyway, just enjoy each day, whether it's warm, cold, rain, snow, and enjoy the weather because, like Joe started said, it's the only weather we've got. So enjoy it.
All right, thanks Pops for that weather, and we'll have to wrap him up. He's getting a little slower and slower as the weather. I usually give him about a 1 minute time frame, and here anymore he's going to 2 and 3. So anyway, we're going to jump right into our success story this week. And again, last week was pretty much a wash. It was an awful week to hunt. So as you can see, I've changed up myself. You know, when times is tough, I'm a baseball player, therefore we believe in a lot more superstitions than we probably should. So I had to change my whole game plan up. I had to shave my head, going to wear a different hat, so in order to get a buck in the next couple weeks. So anyway, we're going to talk about our success story, and that comes from Jared/Doggy / my cousin who gets mad at me because I don't put him on here enough. And Jared went to South Dakota, and I will really give Jared props. He bow hunts hardly ever. He does have a bow. It's about a 1995 model. It makes more noise than a crossbow does, and about as heavy as two. But he practices once or twice a year with us. Just don't care nothing about really bow hunting, but likes to hunt. Got invited to go on a trip to South Dakota, and he ended up going out there and chasing whitetails in the river bottoms. And for somebody who never ever bow hunts, he is one lucky hunter. And apparently he's a decent bow hunter. Basically, he went on this hunt, seen many bucks, had chances at 130, 140-inch deer, but most of them was broke up, had one real nice, it would have been a 10-pointer, but he said basically his whole rack on one side was gone where they'd been fighting. And he really had a great trip. Ended up killing this nice 8-pointer, and it was kind of a funky deer. As you can see from the pictures, one side's pretty and the other side goes straight out. Said it'd been injured. But to tell a little more about the story here, and there's a few more pictures while I'm talking, to tell a little more about the story, Jared sat in a ground blind, and he likes hunting out of ground blinds and ladder stands. But he sat in the ground blind to bow hunt this deer. And as he was walking in, it got behind some brush, and when he went to draw back, he said apparently it hurt him. Now, why it hurt him, I could not believe, because again, his bow is the most quiet bow you'd ever know. But it hurt him draw back apparently, and it stopped. He said basically he had one shot through a little hole, and he tried to shoot. Well, he didn't quite make it through the hole, and it hit a limb. Now, this is why I call Jared a very lucky hunter, because it hit the limb and apparently went right into the deer very well. So deer ended up running about 400 or 500 yards, and they let it lay that night. He actually watched it run 300 or 400 down this dike, and he let it lay that night, and they went back the next morning and found it. So congratulations to Jared on his first South Dakota whitetail, his first buck with a bow. So we're really proud of him, and we plan on having him on the show at least one more time. He's got a special honey hole. He likes to hunt there close to his home in Midway. And I'm going to probably take you on the hunt with us for the season's out anyway. So, again, thanks for that. And up next is our stand selection. And I'm going to let Audrey do the stand selection this week. So here's Audrey with the stand selection. Well, I got my newest favorite hunting partner here with me. And we've been hunting a lot this year, haven't we, Audrey? And they ain't really had a lot of success like we planned on. And this week I was wanting to ask Audrey, since I always choose where we hunt, and she did get a shot at a deer with a bow, but, you know, we all seen that from a few weeks ago in our failure story of arrow bounced out. So we're changing up. If we bow hunt, we're going to use a crossbow. If we gun hunt, we got to be more picky. So it's up to you this week. Where do you plan on hunting and why?
Well, definitely not out of a ground blind.
Now, why is that?
I just don't think the deer like it.
Okay.
Where it's at.
All right.
Our goal was to get in the trees. I don't like it, but
I was about to say, now tell me about your experience this past week when we went to the trees.
I was scared to death. I've never been that high.
But you were you had a safety harness on.
I did. Once I got up there, I was fine. Just getting up there and having to wrap myself around the tree to get to the stand.
I had to climb up 3 times to get all of our equipment up.
Because I wouldn't go
because she
more
don't
than once.
do well going up and back and forth.
But yeah, I enjoyed being high. You can see a lot better. You can see all around. I think that's the best thing for the deer to come out because they have no clue you're up there.
All right. So, what you gonna shoot this week?
I'm hoping a nice looking 6-pointer.
Okay, so you want to go to that spot?
Yeah.
All right. Secret spot. I've seen 4 different 3-year-old deer at this one spot this year, and I've showed y'all a few on the videos here. Real nice 8-pointer, nice 7-pointer. The 6-pointer I hadn't showed you. That's the one I've been holding out for Audrey. I've seen him 4 times from the stand, mostly back in November when they was rutting. Again, it's, you know, the 10th through the 17th this week. So, you know, we got a lot of good hunting left. The deer are starting their feeding patterns back again on the food plots, and if you hunt with corn piles and stuff like that, you will see deer starting to show back up in them. Now, don't be depressed if you're only getting pictures of them at night. Not to say they're not moving in the daytime, but here lately they're gun shy. They've been hunted hard, pressure's high, and right now, from now to the end of the year, pressure starts going back down. Most people's done hunting, and so, you know, if you're still left hunting, congratulations, you're dedicated. and there's still a good opportunity to get a buck. In fact, I killed my biggest buck December the 8th, and so he was actually following a doe in. And to me, I think the rut's late this year. You're going to still see deer chase. In fact, just yesterday I watched 2 deer fight. Jared was in the stand 2-3 days ago. Well, in his stand. I think is on his couch, but he was in his spot 2 days ago and watched 2 bucks fight as well. And so basically there's still a lot of good opportunity out there for deer to kill a deer. And but I still think you need to focus on food sources and get close to the bedding areas, because if a deer does come out and get to the food source at night, he still might get up before it gets dark. So you need to be as close to where he's bedding as possible. So this week our focus is for me and Audrey to kill a deer. We're going to focus on Audrey first because she's got to kill one with a bow and or gun. We'll let her choose, but our focus is to kill a deer this week, and we'll go from there. But that's all for our show this week. Hope to see you back here next week at A Hunter's Guide. Thanks for watching.